You ever notice how easy it is to wait? How simple it is to say someday, later, when the time is right? But here's a truth most people never face. There is no perfect time. There never will be. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who keep waiting for the right moment, and those who choose to make the moment right now. Some say, one day I'll do it. And others, they wake up, look in the mirror, and say, today is day one. That's the difference. That's the line between success and regret, between moving forward and standing still. The ones who win in life, they're not the ones who waited. They're the ones who began. Most people, they sit on the sidelines of their own lives, watching days turn into weeks, weeks into years. They say, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll begin when I have more time, more money, more support. But guess what? That perfect setup, it's a myth. That ready feeling, it never shows up. Waiting is the lie we keep telling ourselves. You think you have time, but time is moving with or without you. Every second you hesitate, someone else is acting, someone else is building, someone else is becoming the person you said you'd be. So let me ask you, what if today is day one? What if today is the moment you stop making excuses, stop telling yourself later, and instead say, now, I begin now. You don't need the stars to align. You don't need perfect energy, perfect weather, or a perfect situation. You need to move just one small step toward your goals. Because motion creates momentum. And once you got momentum, you become a force that's hard to stop. You won't feel confident at first. You won't see big results right away. But if you keep going, if you stay in motion, you'll surprise yourself. You'll become unstoppable. Think about every person you admire. They were all beginners once. They weren't born fearless or skilled or sure of themselves. They started scared. They started uncertain. But the one thing they all did, they started. And that's what makes the difference. Not the money, not the timing, the decision to begin. The first time you show up at the gym, the first page you write, the first dollar you save, the first business plan you sketch on the back of a napkin. That's what separates dreamers from doers. The ones who win are the ones who start before they feel ready. You can spend hours making lists of reasons why you should wait. Or you can just begin. You can focus on every roadblock. Or you can look for one small way through. You can let fear run the show. Or you can use fear as fuel. Every excuse you make today, it's a chain. And every excuse you let go of, that's a link breaking. That's freedom. That's forward motion. You weren't meant to live a life of waiting. You were meant to spend your days hoping that someday everything will magically come together. Because life doesn't work that way. You don't find success, you create it. And you build it one action at a time, one day at a time. Not with perfect timing, not with ideal conditions, but with effort, with showing up even on the hard days, especially on the hard days. Because the winners, they don't wait for a green light from the universe. They don't wait to feel inspired. They act, whether they feel ready or not. So I'll ask you again, is today just another day of excuses? Or is today the day everything changes? You don't have forever. You have now. And every time you hesitate, you make a choice. You're choosing to stay stuck. You're choosing to let fear win. You're choosing to wait and wait and wait until one day turns into never. Let that sink in. How many dreams have died because someone said, I'll do it later? How many chances slipped away because someone was waiting for a better time? How many people look back full of regret because they never took the leap? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to wake up 5, 10 years from now and realize you're still in the same place. You don't want to look in the mirror and see the same story playing out again. A version of you that could have been great, but never took the shot. So what's stopping you? Fear? Doubt? That voice that whispers, you're not ready. That voice is a liar. That voice is trying to keep you small, keep you safe, keep you stuck. But you don't have to listen. You have something stronger. You have a voice that says, I'll find a way. I'll figure out. I won't give up. Because every excuse you make is another chain around your future. And every time you take action, you break one. The truth is, every successful person you look up to has been exactly where you are right now. They've faced fear. They've battled doubt. They've had moments where they wanted to quit, moments where giving up seemed easier than going on. But they didn't stop. They didn't listen to the voice that said, "Not yet." They made a choice, a decision, not to be perfect, not to have it all figured out, but just to begin. And you can too, because no one is going to come along and hand you the perfect chance. No one's going to wake you up and say, "This is your moment." You have to make it your moment. You have to stop waiting for everything to align and start aligning yourself with the life you want. It begins with one small step: getting up earlier, turning off distractions, writing that first sentence, making that first call, taking that first walk. It doesn't have to be a leap, just one step in the right direction, because progress doesn't require perfection. It just requires movement. And here's the part most people miss. The more you move, the stronger you get, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Your mindset shifts. You stop seeing obstacles as dead ends and start seeing them as puzzles to solve. You stop saying, "I can't," and start saying, "I'll figure out." You stop blaming your past, your parents, your situation. You start taking ownership of your time, your energy, your decisions. Because when you decide that today is day one, something powerful happens. You take back control. You take the wheel. And no, it won't be easy. There will be days when motivation runs dry. Days when everything you want to go back to comfort, to old habits, to familiar routines. But here's what makes you different now. You've made the decision to move forward anyway. You've made the choice to stop letting fear call the shots. You've chosen growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, action over waiting. And that choice, that's what separates those who make it from those who don't. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not being the smartest or having the most resources. It's staying consistent when the hype fades. It's showing up when no one else is watching. It's putting in the work when no one's clapping, no one's liking, no one's cheering you on. Because success doesn't come from wishing. It comes from work. And that work starts today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when you feel ready. It starts right now. And the beauty of starting today, you take your power back. You stop giving it away to excuses. You stop waiting for a feeling to strike and start creating that feeling through action. Because here's the truth. Action creates confidence. Action creates energy. Action creates clarity. Most people sit around trying to find the perfect plan before they move. But that's not how it works. You move first. Then the plan gets clearer. Then the path reveals itself. You don't need to see every step right now. You just need to take the first one. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, you remind yourself why you started. You remind yourself that fear doesn't get the final say. You do, because the moment you said day one, you became something new, someone new, not the person who waits, not the person who wishes, but the person who shows up, the person who does the work, the person who keeps going even when it's hard. And the hard days, those are the ones that build you the most. Those are the days that test your commitment, the days that separate the temporary effort from true transformation. So, what are you going to do when it gets tough? When the progress feels slow? When your old self whispers, "Just stop, go back, try again later"? You'll keep moving. You'll keep showing up. You'll keep proving to yourself every single day that you're not the same anymore. Because day one isn't just about today. It's about every day after this. It's a mindset, a habit, a commitment. And the longer you stay in motion, the more unshakable you become. One day, this will all be worth it. But that one day is created by every single day one you commit to. The life you want, the one you dream about, it's waiting on the other side of consistency. Not hype, not motivation. Consistency. And every time you show up, even when it's boring, even when it's quiet, even when it's hard, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. So don't stop now. You've already begun. You've already shifted something deep inside you. That voice that used to say, "Later," is starting to fade. And a new voice is growing stronger. The one that says, let's go. We start now. Because once you've tasted progress, even just a little, you'll never want to go back. You'll never want to trade motion for waiting, growth for comfort, effort for excuses. And that's why this journey is just getting started. This journey you're on, it won't be fast. It won't be easy, but it will be real, and it will be yours. You're not chasing someone else's dream. You're not living by someone else's schedule. You're building something that belongs to you. And that starts with your decision today. Not just the choice to begin, but the choice to stay in it every single day. Because here's what nobody tells you. The real battle isn't starting. It's continuing. It's waking up on day 20, day 50, day 100, when the newness is faded, and choosing to show up anyway. It's doing the work when nobody is watching, when no one is clapping, when the world is silent. That's where strength is built. That's where champions are made. Anyone can get excited for a moment, but very few can stay committed for a lifetime. And that's what day one is really about. It's not about hype. It's not about some magical spark of motivation. It's about building a fire that keeps burning day after day, because you keep feeding it. You keep feeding it with action, with effort, with belief. And over time, that fire becomes who you are. You stop needing outside motivation. You stop needing someone tell you to go. You just go. Because now, it's not about being ready. It's about being committed. You've seen what waiting gets you. You've seen what putting things off leads to. You've lived that version of life. The one where fear wins, where maybe later runs a show. But now you've decided you're done with that version of yourself. You're done sitting on the sidelines. You're done letting opportunities pass you by. You're done waking up with regret. And you're ready. Not because everything is perfect. Not because the fear is gone. But because you finally understand the only way to create the life you want is to start living it. Right now, this is your day. Not someday. Not one day. Day one. Day one is when you stop asking what if and start asking what's next. Day one is when you stop making excuses and start making progress. Day one is when you stop shrinking yourself to fit inside your comfort zone and start growing into who you were always meant to be. And listen, there will be resistance. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when the old voice returns and whispers, you can't do this. But now, you've got something stronger. You've got proof. Proof that you can show up. Proof that you can move forward, even when it's hard. Proof that you're capable of more than you ever gave yourself credit for. And every step you take from here on out, it's one more brick in the foundation of the life you're building. Not the life you were handed. Not the life you settled for. The life you chose. The life you earned. The life you created. So let me ask you one last time, are you going to keep saying one day, or are you going to stand up, breathe deep and say, today is day one? Because everything you want, every goal, every dream, every version of your best self, it's all waiting on the other side of this decision. You can keep waiting for perfect, or you can start creating progress. You can keep dreaming, or you can start doing. You can keep wondering what would feel like to live your potential, or you can find out. So don't wait. Don't look back. Don't settle. Start, because this is your moment. This is your chance. This is your beginning. One day or day one, you choose. And I hope with everything in me that you choose day one, not just a day, every day. And from this moment forward, you are unstoppable.